So, hello everyone, and welcome to my review of BNA, episode 1 to 6, right? So, we did episode 1 yesterday, first impression review, links below for that, which kind of covers general, the first feeling and so on. So, we got summarize it quickly, and then go into episode 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6. So, a lot of episodes, right? And of course, my favorite episode easily, is of course the baseball episode. Jesus Christ, when they do the baseball and all the posters, it's like, let's play, bitches! Oh man, I loved it. I loved episode 5. It's so damn funny. Episode 5 was the best episode. God, it was so funny. It was just a massive trigger episode, every damn post, and we see the shitty guys who do like, yeah, you know, figure you, and the flamingos and the horrible bitches. And episode 5 by easily my favorite episode. Such a good episode. So anyway, quickly go to order. Episode 1, we kind of get a quick summary again. Episode 1. We see the main story, right? And the human girl turned into an animal. They are beastmen, they are furries, but she's actually normally a human, and something made her into an animal, right? Later found out that it probably was experimented on. And I liked it immediately. I liked it. She was like trying to get to the city, the crossbow, her phone, very dramatic immediately, right? Then she kind of learned that someone is fighting against them and so on. And the fightings are in this anime. It's really cool, right? Because it's very sort of trigger, and it's very like over the top, right? Like when the animals fight, they go from like when they get super sized, and yeah, so it's all that's cool, right? And we kind of meet the main guy, right? Pretty boy. It's episode 2, yeah. Episode 2, I felt was okay. It is kind of mainly continued on episode 1, right? Kind of just giving the premise. He's social worker. She meets like the Melissa, and I can't remember the Coctriska. Yeah, they meet kind of like the general people and the mayor. Yeah, episode 2 was a key episode, right? But I mean, it definitely was like episode 1. Meet the monkey guy. However, though, what I of course loved in episode 2 was of course all those Yankee girls, right? That was good though. Yeah. That was good. I love that though. Yeah, I love these girls though. Where like she's meeting the episode 2 characters, and yeah, they're all like, it's a tough bitch. The classic the Yankee tough girls, right? Typical Japanese, delinquents. Yeah, and they're like, and she's the Oya Baba, and she's like the grandma, so on, and yeah, they're like, get off a tough bitch, little girl. Yeah, all of that was good, right? And also teach that beast people are quite mean, right? And generally episode 2 also explained that if someone cuts in line, right, and then another cuts in line, they can fight over it. And the rules is like, oh yeah, if you win, then yeah, if you win, you can take my spot or something. It's just like a weird kind of system there where anyone is allowed to just fight for it, right? I think episode 2 kind of summarize that. They were selling the children, so yeah, they were pretty evil, right? They were pure evil. Episode 3 then gives us the experimental lead, right? Episode 3 is going in a little more detail of how she has different powers, right? Episode 2 of course shows her long arms, but episode 3 is more like those people, they're like, wait a minute, yeah, the rhino and the gecko, like, I've seen this before, weirdly. Did we create her? Yeah, they kind of get that tough, right? Kind of mystery of her powers. And I can say immediately, I want to jump a little bit here, because I feel it's easier to explain what I mean here. But in episode 6, we do see, of course, her friend, right? And it's hinted to in the early episode as well. But her, of course, her best friend, we see all the time, right? But I mean, it's hinted to earlier. In episode 6, we see her saving her from an accident, right? And I guess immediately then. That's probably when they inserted the BNA, right? Yeah. So as episode 3, the discussion, how she created, how her powers, right? She's a human, yeah. And episode 6, that later on, they're like, oh, we see the injury, we see them in the hospital doing like, yeah, we survived in the hospital, right? Her and her best friend, also has powers, right, of course, as we see in all the bad friends with her. She's a wolf or fox. Then yeah, we see it with the wolf, yes, in the beginning. So I also that's probably how it connects, right? Episode 3 and 6, how she. When they got injured, they probably, did to her. Right? So anyway, episode 3 kind of covered that. And I think it was a pretty good episode, right? It's kind of gives a little more of her, how do I say it? The backstory, the lore a little bit, right? And of course we see that the guy, he did, destroy his own server room, right? So clearly he knows something wrong, right? It asked him and so on. And, it's like, the classic building up the mystery around the main character. And I'll start to explain more for her powers, right? So you get the big ears, you get the arms, and what I noticed immediately there was that her ears are kind of like a bunny ears. Her arms are, I don't know, something, I guess it's longer, right? And then in the next episode, 5 especially, we see her with cheetah legs, right? So, but already in episode 3, I think it's pretty much pointing to, yeah, she has different animal parts. I think again, then, going back to episode 6, I think this connects back to it that she's probably like, when they were experimenting on her in the hospital, her best friend, they were probably giving her like, just give her freaking everything. Give her like freaking tanuki, give her a kitsune, give her a cheetah, give her some kind of fishing ability. Yeah, they probably just like dumped her all the DNA into her, right? All the BNA into her, right? And that's why she has different animal powers, right? Because she seems to be able to transform. And we see in the opening, we actually see her as a horse, I believe, in the opening. And I was thinking about that all the time watching the opening, because you see her running in the opening, and then, you know, she gets this like legs, right? Yeah, and there's like horse legs in the opening. So I think that she's a horse as well, right? As the cheetah as well. So I think that is, I'll say that is starting to be shown in episode 3 definitely. And of course we also see the main bad guy, right? Which is a lot like Andrew in Little Miss Academia. It's like a lot like Andrew. It's like Andrew. Is it Andrew? It's like evil Andrew. Yeah, Andrew all grown up and evil now, hating on poor furries, yeah, or controlling the planet or whatever. And I mean, generally, of course, I do think that they're gonna be, you know, going into like trying to transform everyone to a furry or something, right? Yeah, you know, the classic stuff. And then in episode 4, then, that's 4. That's correct. 4. Episode. In 4, dolphin, right? So he gets a new best friend. It's a cute episode. Of course, it ends tragically, or not over tragically. But I would say one thing though. Maybe you watch too much trigger shows, maybe you watch too much anime, but I felt that it was so predictable that of course she's gonna be all like, oh, the humans are nice to me, and I expect that too because they were like furries, like, oh my god, dolphin girl, epic, and as soon as she goes to the bathroom, she's like, oh yeah, bitch, dolphin girl, let's fucking kill her, yeah, and then we see, you know, that they're back-attacking her friend, right, in the bathroom, that she goes out, and they're trying to like kill her by drowning, yeah, and it's like, oh yeah, okay, so they're actually evil, kinda, but not really understanding they're evil, you know, I felt that was a little bit predictable, I have to say, it's very, very triggery, right, and she meets a new friend, her friend's like naively believing in these people, right, and then she's gonna learn the, you know, the truth, right, that they're mean, so, but still though, I like Dolphin Girl, she's gonna probably reappear. It's like her first real friend. Okay, I mean, I guess Weasel Girl too, but Weasel Girl is kind of like, can I make money with you? Yeah. But the Dolphin Girl, she's probably gonna reappear, right, as her, maybe her actual best friend. I don't know. Her current best friend is in the last episode comes later, right? But yeah, it's like a bit, evil plotline there, yeah. Now, Dolphin Girl, I hope it's gonna return. Of course, her father is the mafia boss, right? So there's probably gonna be more on that later on, right? But I mean, I think it was a good episode, but you definitely seen it before. I feel I've seen this like 20 times before in these kind of animes, right? Of course, as soon as she leaves, comes back again, friends in trouble, right? And she's like, oh no, the humans are actually evil, even if they're nice, these humans are also evil, and you know how this, right? You've seen that before a billion times before in my life, right? So I think it's like, yeah, it was exactly what I expected it to be, right? And if you look at my reaction video, my long live reaction there of the episode, I mean, I called it to me. I was like, oh man, she's gonna go back out now. They're gonna hurt her, probably almost kill her. She's gonna have to save her, right? You know, so we had all of that, right? And in this episode, she covers a big arm, though, right? So it definitely is a classic, the storyline, right? With meeting a friend and learning that you can't trust people, so even if they're nice to you at surface values, or all right. But of course, the main character is a nice character as well. I think one thing I really like the main character, and especially in episode 6, I think primarily, I suppose, is that I like it when they're explaining the main character. And obviously, it's a very good, you know, person. She's trying to save the kids, saving her friend, saving other friends. She's also doing good stuff, right? But I think episode 6 is a great scene because they were having this flashback before too. But episode 6 shows the full flashback in the ending, and it's like she saved her best friend from this car, broke her leg or so on, right? And broke, you know, her yeah. And all of that things points to you that she was also a hero in you. She was also a hero, right? Before she got powers, right? I love that. Yeah, I love that when you make a character, I think it's a really good thing to make the character look heroic and so on, right? Before they actually get the actual powers, so you know that they were always a heroic person doing what they can to help other people, you know, sacrificing her own body to save her friend, right? Before she actually could do it, you know, with powers, right? And that shows them have that personality of being a hero, regardless, right, of their powers and all that. So that's a great flashback, actually, a very good flashback. And for example, it's like a very random example, Rimuru. Okay, Slime. Okay, Slime, great anime. I think Slime has a good story. That Slime starts with him, of course, dying to get reincarnated. Spoilers, yeah, immediate happens. But in Slime, then the main character dies to save, his like Kohai's girlfriend, right? A woman doesn't even know, but he saves her anyway, right? And he dies for that. That shows you the main character is a heroic person caring about other people before he has powers, right? And then the anime kind of starts to get powers, yeah. But then we know he's a good person, right? And a heroic, heroic personality before he actually got his Imba powers. So immediately tells you that Brimmer is a nice person and so on, yeah. But then we get to my favorite episode. Episode 5. Man, I love this episode. I love all the scenes, the comedy. Episode 5 was the freaking highlight for me. Was it true? I mean, I did episode 2 to 6, without break, right? And when I got to episode 5, let's admit it, you might get a little tired to doing a reaction to. So you get a little tired, get exhausted. Not so much, but a little bit. And episode 5 was like, man, this is so funny. Every damn scene was so goddamn funny. I mean, I just love it immediately here as they play the Bulls guy. He's like a tiny little cute beard guy. And the bull is like, it's like 10 times his size. And they're like, yeah, play some baseball. I mean, I love everything about it. I love all the poses. There's so many good scenes in the episode. There's so many badass michuru scenes where she's staring at, where she's doing different poses. And yeah, like the whole, I'll explain it right. When she does like, yeah, let's play. And all of that is so much of her, doing this, like, yeah, like, I'm gonna beat the crap out of you, like, yeah, like this, like, oh, yeah, you wanna play some baseball, bitch? Yeah, it's all of that, right? And I love the flamingos, too. The flamingos, when they're like, yeah, slay the ass, they're like, oh, little girl, you can play also. Yeah, super, I mean, everything was so fun. All the damn different teams were crazy, right? So the beer is, cuddly, nice, like, pathetic beers, so like, oh, Mr. Sean, please help us. They're super pathetic, right? Yeah, they're horrible bears. They can't do shit together. Yeah, they're like the children that are horrible. Yeah, and then the flamingos are like, this like cheerleader, bitchy. Yeah, they're like, it's like, top of the food chain, schoolgirls. They're like, little catty girl, weakling, you got your boobs. So like super horrible. Douchebag, rich girls, right, like that, socially elite, yeah, girls. And the Minotaurs, of course, are masters, size and good. And then we get all the teams I love too, right? The cheating rat, rat, wolf, like weasel team, that the criminal team. They're like, oh, I got a freaking like machine baseball bat, and yeah, we get to those guys, and they all look so incredibly evil. Yeah, that is classic. Studio Trigger is mean bad guys, yeah, they're like an absurd evil look, right? Oh, here we go, yeah, here we go. This is a freaking epic scene. This scene here, and he stabs them down, and they all have scars, and they have the teeth plug everywhere, and they have the shades, then the Morning Star weaponry, and the big guys are like, please, Michuru, protect us. I love the episode so much, and the wolf with rabies. Oh, this episode was so damn good. The episode was so fantastic. Oh, it was so funny. It was a good episode. Obviously, though, the episode itself is like not a filler episode in the sense, filler actually is non-canonical manga, right? But still, it has a filler feel to it, right? But it's like a really good comedy episode. But clearly, it's like, yeah, it just doesn't really, bring much to the main story at all. But it's like a really funny episode. What it brings, though, is that she has cheetah legs, right? She has cheetah legs. She can clearly go to different animal forms. Before, with the big arm thing, you could argue that she's like, well, she's a muscular tanuki, I guess. Yeah, like tanuki with muscle. You could argue for that, right? You could argue that she's like a very, very beef tanuki. Yeah, tanuki with, sizable arms, so to speak. But this episode here is very, very clear that her powers are like, oh, I can get cheetah legs because her tail changes. I think that's a big thing in episode 5. It's not only got those like cheetah spotted legs, right? But her tail becomes this, smaller, nimble tail, right? Like a cat has. Where, of course, her tanuki tail is very fluffy and big and can be a shield and so on, right? So I think that is the big thing there. Her tail is definitely different, right? Very, very clearly it's a new tail now. So she stopped being a tanuki and becomes like a cheetah girl instead. Yeah, like Chitara in, Tanukats. So, and of course it's super fast like that. So it's very, very different than before. Because the arms being long or big, you can still say that, well, it's like a tanuki with like magical big long arms, right? So it was like, okay, fine. And as I predicted, I think it was very obvious though, since you saw her best friend with like wolf ears or fox ears, her best friend is gonna be, of course, Gindro, episode 6, and back to the magical, like, you know, legendary wolf, right? And of course her friend, as, I mean, yeah, and I was saying like I'm a genius for calling this out because it was very, very obvious, right? It was very, very on your nose that was gonna happen, of course, but yeah, so her friend, of course, turned into this big wolf, right? I mean, the magical, famous wolf, right? And yeah, I think that was super predictable. I was like, who else is gonna be, right? We see her friend has like the wolf ears, or the fox ears in the flashbacks. So like, yeah, of course she can, you know, turn into a wolf. And also, knowing that Michuru, the main character, can turn out big muscular arms, right? Long arms, big tail. Of course, if her friend can like master her wolf form, she can become a big wolf, right? And look like that magical, legendary, godlike wolf. So all of that was like very, very, you know, I don't think it's bad because it's predictable. But I would say it was very, very, you know, foretold. It was very obvious to be able to, you know, predict what's gonna happen, right? But I think more though with this episode, and it's a very cute and cuddly episode. She finds a friend again. I was wrong there. I thought it was gonna be happen later when I was watching the reaction. I thought it was gonna be a later episode. That being said, though, as I called it in the reaction, I think it's gonna be true. They're probably gonna have to fight each other, right? Eventually, and that's probably gonna be in about 4 episode ever. I think later, yeah. They're gonna have to fight, and that didn't happen in episode 6 though, because of course it concludes. But I have to say, I don't know. Do I like it? I don't know. I mean, it's Trigger, right? And I say it in like a weird defense for them, but I think the last moment where she's like, yeah, screw you, I'm gonna be an idol and conquer the planet. You know, she's like laughing at her evilly, like, I'm evil now, bitch! Yeah, that kind of ending, right? With that kind of ending, it is exactly what I expected. Yeah, I mean, honestly, when I see the last part, the episode, right? She meets her friend again. I mean, episode 6 is all about, you know, her, it's about their backstory, right? Them being friends, them being almost a Yuri couple, right? It's a scene on a bed, it's kind of, they're gonna kiss almost, right? All that they have that good stuff, right? And then, of course, in the end, she's like, I'm actually freaking evil now, you know, kind of like, yeah. A little, you know, or of course, I'm more playing it for perfecting, but still, it's a little bit of that. And, I don't know. I mean, I've seen Trigger before, it's always like this. It's always like this, yeah. Of course, her friend was gonna be like, I will conquer the planet with my fame and idol love, yeah. So I don't know about that, right? It's I kind of wish they didn't go that route because the problem I think with Trigger, I mean, I love Trigger, you know, I love Trigger, but at the same time, it's like this is always the plotline. This is always the plotline. Yeah, this is always that. As soon as I saw our best friend, oh, she's a wolf form, of course. I was right in the wolf thing. That's obvious. Then I was like, oh, there's this cult thing here. Or, you know, Michuru is gonna be like, oh, they are using you and they are taking advantage of your form and they're like tricking you to be a wolf goddess. I'm gonna save you, best friend, right? And you know that the best friend first gonna play along, right? And be, yeah, I love you, girl. Let's be friends forever. Let's have, you know, let's have Yuri, you know, yeah. Let's be a Yuri couple. You know it's gonna be that, right? And then in the end, it's gonna be like, actually, I like being in a cult. I like being the leader. I am God. You know, yeah. You know it's gonna end like that with her being like, I freaking love the new, you know, the new site. Yeah. So it's unfortunately, I mean, I liked it, but unfortunately, I think it's very predictable. Right? Again, you know it's just gonna, you know, show the power off. You know, it's gonna be nice to her. You know, the main character, right? You're gonna be friendly, lovable, friendship again, and then in the end, she'll be like, actually, I don't want to save me. I wanna be evil. I like being evil, right? You know what's gonna happen. And then they're gonna fight probably episode now. And then after that, she's probably gonna be, you know, redeemed. They're gonna back. So it's like Academia episode, yeah. You know, with Charlotte and her best friend. You know, the rivalry. They're gonna fight it out, right? And then they're gonna be redeemed. They're gonna be friends again in the end, and probably together, yeah. And almost lovers, right? You know, typical kinda Yuri-ish in Trigger, where they kinda look at each other at the bed, but not kissing, but almost kissing and holding hands. Yeah, but no, but I mean, the next step is like fighting her, redeeming her. Yeah, that's the next steps, right? Yeah, showing her she's wrong, right? Yeah, that's the next steps. So anyway, I mean, I liked episode 1 to 6. I really enjoyed it. The only thing I don't like, right, is of course again that it's predictable. Like, you've seen a Trigger show before, and it's the same thing all the time, right? But otherwise, I like this first stuff. I really like the animation. I really like the comedy. It's great, right? Episode 5 again, my favorite episode, super funny. And I think the animation and the furry stuff really fits for Trigger, right? Because these animal people, they can go from a human size, right, to be like big and fight around and destroy, yeah. And it's very fitting for the trigger animation and fighting style that they can grow from this guy to like this size and be like, I can punch the wall and so. It really fits their the style, I think, the trigger always has, right. And if you watch the trigger stuff before, right, the guys and so on, you can live with it, you can used to it. But here it's even like, I mean, sometimes it's very overkill, right? But you love it because it's triggers. It's supposed to be overkill, yeah. But here it looks more authentic because previously all the animals done, people grow massively in muscle size because they're like angry, right? Yeah, and they're like, well, I guess because it's trigger and because it's anime, so it looks cool, it's stylish, right? But here it actually looks like they're actually growing angry, blah 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 blah, and they're also fitting their their power strap because it has a kind of weird. I could be a wolf man, which is 10 times bigger than my so it actually fits them to grow that bigger and be very over-dimensional. So the classic trigger animation style in this anime, it actually looks like it's fitting like to the actual narration, to the lore, right? Where in other animes, I mean, I love it. I love it. But in those animations, it's kind of like, how can that robot grow 10 times bigger? It doesn't make any sense. From a logical standpoint, it's like, huh? But from a cool, it's like, yeah, that's freaking cool. Do it, I mean, yeah. So it still works because it's like freaking badass. But still, here I think it looks even better because most of the animals, they skip leg day and they go like super big and with the muscles. But it works. Anyway, that's the review of episode 1 to 6 of brand new animal, BNA, baby. And we're probably gonna have episode 7, I guess, in like 10 minutes from now. So you guys for that, subscribe, press the like button, and I'll see you guys with the final reaction and review of Invaded coming up shortly after this, and also, of course, a final episode of Keep Your Hands Ace again coming up soon.